Hello everyone, I'm Sherry Fitzgerald and welcome to the YThrive at Home programs. So today's workout is going to be geared to the older adults, somebody that maybe has some mobility issues. Again, everybody's welcome, but that's the group that we're looking for today. So we have a chair, we'll be getting in and out of the chair, but you can feel free to do everything from the chair. So we're going to start with a warm-up. So I'm going to hold on to the chair for balance, and I'm just going to start with a little bit of a march. And again, depending on how you're feeling today, if this is not going to work for you, you can easily sit down in the chair and continue with the warm-up. Again, simulating that you're marching on the spot. If you feel a little bit more comfortable, you can add in a little bit with your arms, just going from side to side. Just really looking at warming up the body, getting that range of motion in our joints, just that little side to side. If you want, you can start adding a little bit of coordination, marching in, marching out. If you find that you need support from the seat, you can always put your back towards the back seat and get that little bit of support if you need it. Feel free to take it at your own pace. Anytime you need to take a break, feel free. And then just come back and continue on with us. And again, if this is not going to work with that range, you just shorten the range of motion. You can even keep your feet close together, whatever is going to work for you today. The next exercise we're going to warm up is our ankles. So we're going to look at bringing the toes towards the shin and then flexing and pressing the toes forward into the floor. Again, just working on that range of motion. We're looking at flexibility, pressing our toes into the floor, bringing those toes towards your knee. And then we're going to do that same thing on the other side. Again, bringing your toes towards your shin, pressing down on the gas pedal towards the floor, and then again towards your shins. Everybody's going to have a different range of motion, but you want to feel that full range, whatever that is for you. Starting to feel a little bit more mobile in the ankle, and that's going to help with your balance, having that flexibility and mobility in your ankles. The next one we're going to do is our upper body. So we're going to get that spine warmed up. So we're going to start with just a little bit of a movement, rounding your shoulders forward, separating your shoulder blades, and then opening your chest and shoulders to the ceiling. And they're just going to go back and forth. And if you feel like this is too much range of motion, you can bring your arms down a little bit. You can even have them down to your side. Again, you're bringing your shoulders forward, opening your shoulders and chest to the ceiling. And then just starting to get a little bit of a breath, inhaling, exhaling. Just getting a little bit of a pattern, starting to feel a little bit more warmed up, a little bit more flexible. And again, you can do this standing or you can stay in the chair the whole time. Everybody can pick and choose what level is good for them today. The next exercise we're going to do is a knee up, and we're just going to start lifting up the legs, getting a nice bend in the legs, getting the hips, the knees all warmed up. You're going to feel a little bit of tension in that midsection. And again, we're going to strengthen that midsection with our own body weight today. Just imagine the weight of that leg lifting up. We already know we have core strength because we're lifting that knee. And again, if you feel like that's too much range of motion or it's too difficult, you're just not going to lift up as high. So just a little smaller range of motion, but getting the body ready for that workout. So starting small and then increasing. All right, and the next one we're going to do is we're going to do it standing up behind the chair. And we're going to work on bringing the heel towards our back end of our body. So I'll just show you from the side. So bring your heel up, a little bit of balance training, but you do have the chair as an option. And again, just reaching the heel up towards the back end, feeling a little stretch in the front part of your thighs, but getting that hamstring ready for our workout today. Feeling, again, a little bit more warm, a little bit more ready. All right. So a nice 3 to 5 minutes to warm up. You might need more, you might need less. One of the exercises we're going to focus on is a sit to stand. So this is something we do on a regular basis. We have to get out of a chair. So we're going to start in a seated position. We're going to press into our feet, heels and toes, and then come all the way up to a standing position, and then sit right back down again. So again, if you have a walker or any kind of walking aid, maybe you have it in front of you and maybe you're using it. Maybe there's a countertop or a table that you feel comfortable pressing into if you need that extra assistance. Another option here is just putting your hands on your thighs and then pushing into your thighs, coming up. Again, every little bit helps. I'm going to give you different layers so you can decide what's going to be good for you. I'm going to give you one more layer. This is a little bit harder. Bringing your hands across your shoulders and then driving into the floor with your feet and heels, coming all the way up. And you are the weight, so you're coming up, you're going to be a big exhale, and then we're just going to take a little bit of a break here, just shaking out those legs, whatever you need to do to feel like you're ready to go on to the next exercise. And you can do these exercises another set. Today we're going to go through everything once, and then you can feel free to add on the second set if you feel okay with that. So we're going to do a push-up. This is for your upper body. So we're just going to step a little bit away from the chair. You can use your chair. You can also use a wall or any kind of piece of furniture that's secure. So you're just going to be shoulder width apart, and we're not going to go too far away from the chair. We're just going to sink down, bending the arms back, and then big exhale as you come up. So again, start small, see how you feel, and then as you feel better with the movement, maybe you're sinking down a little bit lower, but we're doing an upper body exercise, strengthening that upper body, nice and strong, pushing all the way up, and we're looking anywhere from 12 to 15 reps, but again, you listen to your body. If you have to take a little stretch break, or you need to end the exercise, you can feel free to do that at any time. All right, so we're just again gonna wiggle the fingers, just give a little release for the wrist. We're gonna move into our next exercise, which is a leg lift. So a lot of people talk about their knees and how they're not working for them anymore. A good thing with the leg lift is we're gonna strengthen the front part of your thighs, and we're gonna take a little bit of pressure off your knees. So your hands can be down by the chair, and we're just gonna start by lifting that leg up and down. So you can tap that heel down each time, or if you want to make it a little harder, you can just hover over the floor. And again, you're going to start to feel that little bit of warmth in the front of your thigh. And again, if you can stay with this pace, you can pick your pace, seeing how you feel with that exercise. I can make it a little bit harder if you want by extending my leg out longer. So for those that feel like they want that option, this is your option. So reaching your heel out, and then we're just going to give that leg a little bit of a shake. And what we do for one, we have to do with the other. So we may have a different feeling in the other leg, but we really want to balance out each side of our body. So if you do have a weaker side, or you feel like you have a weaker side, maybe starting with that side and then matching it on your other side, because that's more important to balance out the body. So again, if I want to make it easier, I might just pause down at the floor. I might shorten my range of motion. I might just barely lift my heel off, because this is my first time doing it. Or maybe I'm feeling like I'm okay with this. I might bring my heel out, because that extends that weight. Again, you're going to start to feel that tension in your front of your thigh. And again, we want strong thighs. Do one more just to balance it out, and then we'll give it a little bit of a shake. So the next exercise is going to be focused on the back end. I'm going to grab a towel. So if you have a towel or a t-shirt, or you can use nothing at all and just hold So we're going to hold a towel a little bit more than shoulder width apart, chest level, and we're going to focus on pulling the towel away from each other. So the hands away from each other. You're going to feel that tension in your upper back. So just a little bit of a hold, and then we'll release. And again, if you need to give your shoulders a little roll, you can do that. Again, we're going to hold the towel out straight, pulling the towel away or outward from each other. It's trying to focus on squeezing your shoulder blades back and together. You can even come in and then pull out, come in, pull out. But I really want you to start thinking about those muscles that you're working. This is going to give you that nice posture. It's going to keep those muscles around your shoulder blades nice and strong and supported. And if we're sitting up nice and tall, it takes the pressure off that lower back. We'll do one more here. Hold it, feel that tension, and then we'll release. So again, I'm going to put my towel down. I'm just going to give my little grippers a little bit of a release, rotating your wrist. And for the next one we're going to do is for your core, your midsection. So finding a spot in the chair that you have a little bit of space behind you. So you can start with your hands down to your side, or you can have them across your shoulders. And we're going to lean back into our chair, and you can tap the back of your chair. When you come up, you're going to feel that little bit of resistance where it's a little bit difficult to get up, and that's kind of what we want. Not so much that you feel like it's straining, but you want to have a little bit of resistance to get up. That's where we're going to strengthen that midsection. So place your glutes on anywhere on the chair that you feel like it's going to challenge you, but it's not going to be stressful. Big exhale, coming up, sinking back, and you don't have to touch the back of the chair, but it's always nice to have a destination. So again, a little exhale as you come up, working on that form, getting used to the exercise, and then adding that intensity, coming a little further away from the back end to make it harder, or making it easier to go a little closer to the back of the chair. And again, you can probably see that I'm, as I'm coming up, I'm having some difficulty getting up. So it doesn't matter what age group you are, these exercises can be challenging for every age group. There. So the next one we're going to do both standing and sitting into our chair. I'll start with the standing behind the chair version. And we're going to start with calf raises. So we're going to lift our heels up off the floor, and then we're going to go back down again. So I'm holding on to the chair, pressing my toes into the floor and lifting my heels up off the floor. Now if I wanted to add a little bit more difficulty, I might just start taking away one hand from the chair, adding a little bit more of a balance to it, or I'm not pushing my hands into the chair, so I'm lifting a little bit more of my body weight. So again, lifting and lowering, feeling a little bit of that balance effect, and then just walking it out, giving it a little bit of a stretch. So if I were to do that sitting in the chair, I'd place my hands on my thighs, I'd plant my feet onto the floor, and I'd do the same thing. I'd press my big toes into the floor. I'd really bring my heels up and then drop them down controlled. Again, press your toes into the floor as far as you can go, and then slowly drop your heels. You'll start to feel those calves, that lower part of your leg, sort of activating. Obviously, you don't want to do so much that you feel like it could be cramping up. Just do what you can today. Again, that small little movement, getting that range of motion. We're going to do a few more. One more here. And then we're going to do that same thing. Well, the same thing on the opposite side. So we're going to work on the front part, your shins. So again, this is a little bit more balance. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to lift up my toes. So when I'm holding onto the chair, I'm lifting up my toes, the front part of my feet. Again, we're all about balancing out the body. If I'm working the front, I'm working the back. You're going to notice if this is too easy, you might want to incorporate a little bit of balance training, taking one hand away. And again, I'm going to show the option of when you're in a chair to do the same thing. So with that, my hands are on top of my thighs, and again, I'm bringing my toes up towards my shins. Holding it just for a brief moment so you know what muscles you're working. And if these are new exercises, maybe you only do a few. You see how you feel later on today, tomorrow, because nobody wants to feel totally uncomfortable. We just want to get stronger, one day at a time. So anywhere from 12 to 15 repetitions, sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on your situation. And then we'll do one more here. All right. So the next segment we're going to work on is some balance-specific training. So I'm going to show a few different exercises. One is going to be just behind the chair, and it's going to be a single leg balance exercise. So I'm just going to show you from the side. So you're holding on to the chair. You can start with your dominant leg on the floor, and then you're going to lift up your other leg. Now you might just feel like that's too much for you. You might want to just keep your toe connected, but you're taking a little bit of that surface area away, and then you either with one hand or with both hands, you're going to start to balance. And again, you can always keep one finger or a whole hand on there if this is new to you, but we're working on some balance, so there should be a little bit of excitement in the body, and then just giving it a little bit of a shake out. We'll go right to the other side. Again, soft bend in that leg. You can start with a little toe back, and then if you're feeling okay with that, maybe you're lifting your toe up, starting with one arm and then the other arm. And again, you should have a little bit of excitement in the body, but not so much that you feel like it's unsafe. But that's working on balance. You have to get off of balance first, and then we'll come back down. So we just did the calf raises with the toe lifts. So we're going to work on that with our balance. So we're going to start with our calf raise, and then we're going to shift back into a heeled raise. So again, this is going to be working on our calves and our shins, but we're also going to work on that balance. So either with one hand off the chair or both hands off the chair, you're kind of rocking from back to front. Again, enough that you feel a little bit off balance, but enough that you'll get a little bit better with your balance. So those are just a few balance exercises that you can incorporate to work on your balance. So if you're nervous about falling, those are great things to add into your regular routine. And then we're going to end with some stretching. So we're going to drop your chin down to your chest, just sort of relax that neck. And then we're just going to roll the head over to one shoulder. And just let the weight of your head just sort of take you in that direction, not that you're forcing it. And again, you can hold these stretches as long as you need to feel a little bit of release in the muscles. We'll come back to the center, we'll start to lift the chin up off the chest, and then we'll start to open up the chest. So we'll start to open the arms like you're hugging a big barrel, dropping the elbows down and back. You can even feel free to do a little bit of a release for your smaller joints, your wrists and your fingers. And then we're going to bring your fingers together, interlock, and push forward. We're just going to separate the shoulder blades. Feel a nice little stretch in the back end of your body. And again, holding it for 15 to 30 seconds, up to 60 seconds, depending on how you're feeling today. And then we're just going to slowly bring your arms down to your side. So with one leg, we're going to bring it in the front, and you can bring your toes towards your shins. We're just going to put our hand on that one thigh. We're going to take a big breath in, and then as we exhale, we're slowly going to do a little bit of a reach for the toe. So you're going to feel a little stretch in the back end of your body. Again, this isn't to be stressful, just a nice release. It's also a flexibility test that we do with older adults. So it's always nice to know where you're starting. and then we'll slowly come back up. So we're gonna do that same stretch on the other side. So whether your toe is up or it's down, taking the hands on your thigh, taking a deep breath in, and then just slowly reaching towards that toe. Again, not necessarily having to touch it, but feeling that stretch down through the back end of your body. And then we'll slowly come back up. We'll plant our feet. Let's take a big reach up to the ceiling. Inhale, fill your lungs, fill your belly, and then slowly just exhale all the way down. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you soon.